And it's certainly not the team, Kenny, that he envisioned putting on the floor. You got Cooper Flagg, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and no Davis. He's been hurt. Kyrie, of course, still out.
All right, friend to friend, can we talk about the Dallas Mavericks without blowing a gasket? Because the headline writes itself. The Mavericks have hit absolute rock bottom.
This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player?
And not the cute rom-com kind where everything magically fixes itself in 90 minutes. This is the kind where the popcorn turns stale by halftime and you're texting, "You seeing this?" every 4 possessions. Remember the preseason hype? Cooper Flagg, the golden child. Anthony Davis, fresh start, healthy body. A front line so long you'd need binoculars to pass over it. People were whispering, sneaky playoff team nobody wants. Some folks even said the Luka trade might age well.
Well, you know, the whispers had been there for Nico. The whispers, when you trade, obviously, not only a franchise player, but a generational type talent. But a lot of things have to still happen for that to possibly have been a bad trade.
You bought any of that? I did. Hand up, and now I'd like a refund, please. Here's the punchline. They currently own the worst offensive rating in NBA history. Not of the week, not of the month, ever. How do you manage that with this much size and this much payroll? That's like burning water. You have to try to be this bad. Should we light some sage in the practice facility or call a priest? Before we start, if you love basketball and you're one of the 90% who watch without subscribing, it's time to join the NBA Inside family. Click it and let's live this season together. The promise and the plot twist. Do you remember the confetti energy in July? Defense wins championship front office chants.
Irving for the win!
Cooper Flagg wins the lottery with a 1.8% chance. Generational IQ, two-way talent, years ahead. Anthony Davis plus Flagg plus Lively plus Gafford plus PJ Washington. You could basically throw darts at that front court and hit length, rim pressure, and vertical spacing. Sounded fun, right? Then reality did the Vince Carter elbow dunk on all of us. AD's already missed chunks with a calf strain and bilateral Achilles tendinopathy. Reports say he came into camp heavy, tried to play his way into shape, and his body threw a nope. Irony check. The Mavs moved Luka in part for conditioning concerns. How are we here with the other guy limping by Halloween? This is a rhetorical question. I know the answer. It's pain. Kyrie, the veteran closer, voice of calm, we'll be fine guy, still out rehabbing the ACL. Target hopefully around New Year.
Irving went down and immediately signaled for a trainer. The ACL tear was diagnosed this morning, and Irving will be out for the rest of this season and maybe next as well.
You feeling confident with the words hopefully and knee in the same sentence? Me neither. Derek Lively, week to week. Daniel Gafford, in and out. Dante Exum, knee management. Now, the cruelest stat of them all, since the trade, Luka has played more games than AD, Kyrie, and Lively combined. Read that again. The availability risk you shipped away is literally out there in LA putting up video game numbers while your new core is a group chat of MRIs. I'd ask if that's fair, but the basketball gods do not care about fairness, they care about chaos. The Cooper Flagg experiment. Or why is my small forward bringing it up? Let's talk about the kid. Cooper Flagg didn't ask for this. He didn't ask to be the savior, a point guard, or a therapist for a broken half-court offense. He's a 6'9" forward who likes to cut, read, rotate, and punish mistakes. So what did we do? We gave him the keys to the bus, tossed him a Thomas guide from 1998, and said, drive. He started 7 games at point guard. Be honest, did that ever look like a development plan or like a dare? How many 18-year-old forwards strive when they're asked to run spread pick and roll with no spacing, little shooting, and defenders living at the nail? It's not let him cook, it's we forgot the stove. Of course, the numbers sagged. Through 9, around 14 points, around 7 boards, under 3 assists, low 40s overall, sub 30 from 3, cratered plus or minus. That's not a lack of talent, that's a miscast pilot episode. You want a glimmer? The one night they slotted D'Angelo Russell at the 1 and parked Flagg on the wing, he looked like himself again. 20 9. Stocks activity. You felt the rhythm, right? So why did it take a fortnight and 5 losses to try that? The offense that time forgot. Let's rip the band-aid. The Mavs have a relative offensive rating of -11.8. That means they're almost 12 points per 100 worse than league average offense. Historically, teams in the -7.5 or worse bucket max out at 27 wins. You want darker? They're 30th in scoring, sometimes failing to crack 100 in an era where 120 is meh. Did the rim move? Is the ball heavier in Dallas? Blink twice if the arcs are tilted. Gallows humor aside, what's the identity here? Half-court looks like a traffic jam. Drives get walled off because teams don't respect the kickouts. Short roll passes die because taggers don't leave shooters. How many times do we watch a once promising action end in a late clock contested mid-range? Why are we giving defenses exactly what they want? Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, if you love pain, watch the Lakers right now. Luka is a flamethrower, scoring in the high 30s, near triple-double pace, sprinkling in steals, even blocking shots. There's a stat floating around that he had more blocks than Dallas had wins. That's a comedy sketch. Also, not funny. He's generating 1.18 points per play out of pick and roll. Everyone around him eats. Austin Reeves is living his best life. The pace is clean, the reads are automatic, the energy is contagious. And the kicker? Some of this heater is happening without LeBron even playing. Does your soul hurt or are you numb by now? Hearing Marcus Smart joke depoy to Luka after a box score that looked like a heist movie was the moment my brain snapped. The critique in Dallas was defense and conditioning. The reality in LA is buy-in, cardio, and happy teammates. Sports are cruel. The seat, the smoke, the quotes. Let's talk chairs and temperature. Nico Harrison's seat? Toasty. Around the league, the first question folks ask about Dallas isn't how's Cooper developing or when's Kyrie back. It's is Nico getting fired? When the first question is about your GM's job security, that's not a vibe, that's a verdict warming up. He was asked point blank last spring, why shouldn't you be fired? His answer? He's done a good job. Injuries skewed the year. Next season, they'll compete for a title.
Why shouldn't you be fired?
One, I think I've done a really good job here, and I don't think I can be judged by the injuries this year. And you'll see next year when our team comes back, we're going to be competing for a championship.
Friend, it's next season, and it looks like a sad montage. Ownership politics never help. Patrick Dumont backed the trade. If he dumps the GM now, he's basically admitting the Luka move blew up the franchise timeline.
There's so much more to this that we don't know. He is no longer eligible for the Supermax. They've cost him over $100 million by trading him from Dallas to LA and didn't care.
That's a hard mirror to stare into, but the longer this drags, the louder the calls get. Mark Cuban, now a minority owner, publicly said the roster lacks a real creator at point guard. Dirk went live and called the start disastrous. Says there's a hole at shot creation and shot making.
For my Mavs fans, this has been a disastrous start. Obviously, there's a hole at point guard and playmaking position. So there's a hole at shot creating. There's a hole at shot making. They can't shoot. They can't make plays. Nobody can make shots. It's been tough.
When your folk heroes say the quiet parts out loud, the PR dam is correct. Roster bets since the trade haven't helped. PJ Washington got paid and the 3-ball evaporated. D'Angelo Russell as your band-aid point guard? Some nights he's duct tape. Some nights he's confetti in the wind. There's no guard who warps coverage and buys Cooper easy reads. There's no movement shooter jacking fear into tags. There's no steady diet of we'll take this every time offense. Tell me, if you were building for an 18-year-old point forward, wouldn't you add 2 high-volume shooters and a vet table setter by Halloween? Why are we squinting to find either? So, fixable or foobar? Do you fire everyone and set the arena on fire? No, you breathe, you eat something green, and you run a plan. Here's what I'd change tomorrow, and yes, I'm asking you to argue with me in the comments like we're on the couch. Make Flagg a wing/connector, not a heliocentric one. Let D'Lo or any competent guard bring it up. Spam Chicago's pain with Cooper as the trigger and put him in empty corner DHOs. Let him read 2-on-1s, not 5-on-5s. You want confidence? Give him advantages, not puzzles. Question, you like watching him slice, short roll, and hit cutters? Or you like watching him pound the air out of the ball late clock? Stagger big smarter. If AD plays, give him Lively or Gafford, not both. One vertical spacer at a time. The second non-shooter should be a mover. PJ as a 4 who screens and pops, or a real shooter. Shooters or it's a scrimmage. Sign a 10-day specialist. Call a G League gunner. Trade a second for a movement guy. One terrified weak side helper stretches the whole floor. Right now, nobody's terrified. Would you be? Shrink the playbook. Spam what works. Find the 6 actions that generate the cleanest looks. Keep, slice, delay, Spain, empty 77, okay, not that one anymore, and pistol, and live there for 2 weeks. This team doesn't need a novel, it needs a postcard. Defend to run. If your half-court is mud, create easy points. More peel switching, more top locks, more gamble rules for AD Lively behind. Live with a few back cuts if it means 10 extra transition points. Serious question, wouldn't 10 extra free points a night flip 3 of these L's? Accountability minutes. Clay isn't above a second unit reset. Let him torch bench units, feel the ball, find rhythm. Pride is cool, 3s are cooler. Development guardrails for Cooper. 24 to 28 minutes. Clear roll. Wing initiator, not PG. Definitive fill menu. Cut timing, skip reads, one dribble pull-ups, and the real vet whispering in his ear every timeout. Stop making him prove he can do everything. Let him do something elite every night. Best case, worst case, real case. Let's be grown-ups. Best case, AD strings games, Kyrie returns New Year with juice, Cooper slots into his lane, Clay levels up to average, and the defense keeps them afloat long enough to sneak into the play-in. Then you roll the dice. Could that happen? Sure. Do you trust the health? That's a different question. Worst case, AD's body keeps blinking red, Kyrie's ramp drags, Cooper's confidence takes unnecessary hits, and you win 28 to 30. At that point, what are we even doing? Do you keep Nico? Do you pivot again? How many resets can a fan base survive before apathy beats anger? Real case, somewhere in the messy middle. Enough fight to keep hope alive, enough flaws to keep your thumb hovering over the power button. The part nobody likes to say out loud. What if you simply never should have traded Luka? What if the correct answer was the boring one? Pay the man, build shooters and defenders around him, hold him accountable in the weight room, and ride the top 5 player in the world through his prime. It's brutal to watch the what if suit up in purple and gold and look like the best version of himself while your new identity is a press conference. Every Luka masterclass is another reminder. Every Lakers win without LeBron is a meme at your expense. You laughed at those Stat News fun facts until they were about you. So, are they a disaster? Yep, in this moment, they are. Injuries, misuse of your prize rookie, no point of attack organizer, shooters in hiding, a public doubt from your franchise legends, and a front office sitting on promises that already aged like milk in the Texas sun. Disasters aren't permanent, but it's the current address. Can they change? They have to. Fast. Simplify roles, add shooting, protect Cooper, tell the truth about what's broken, and if we're being real friends here, set a decision date for the front office. Either back Nico with tangible moves in December, or don't let this drift into February with the same problems and the same quotes. Alright, your turn. If you had to fix one thing this week, what is it? Sign a vet guard, swap the starting 5, put Clay on a second unit heater plan, and be honest, should Nico get another month or is it time? Also, on a scale of we'll be fine to I'm Googling 2026 mock drafts, where are you living emotionally? No judgment, I've been all over the map too. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Now go drink water, unclench your jaw, and tell me in the comments how you'd get this team to 110 points without Luka. And yes, jokes are encouraged, because if we don't laugh, we might cry.